Ave Maria. Welcome back to No Apologies. So we continue to take a look at the marks of the Church of Jesus Christ. Today we're going to take a look at the second mark, which is the mark of holiness, that the Church of Jesus is holy. And by that we mean that Jesus Christ, in founding a church, intended that that church was to lead men safely to God. And someone who is on their way safely to God is a man of virtue. He is sanctified or holy. And we know from St. Paul's first letter to the Thessalonians that God wills our sanctification. And no one would argue that the Church of Jesus was to do just that, to realize man's sanctification so that he could be saved. And so then, logically, we say in order to accomplish this, the Church of Jesus must preach a holy doctrine in order to light the way to heaven, and it must provide the means in order to put those teachings into practice so that one's life can be sanctified. And while many Christian communities can point to this or that good concerning their creeds or their standards of morality, it is again the Catholic Church which shines out as the brighter light. While Anglicans fall short on this mark, for while preserving some good things in their creeds and moralities, they've compromised God's law concerning homosexuality. And Protestantism also fails in this mark, for standing amongst their ranks is the United Methodist Church, who, by supporting the Religious Coalition for Reproductive Choice, have compromised God's laws concerning abortion. Yet the Catholic Church still stands unmoved throughout the ages. She preaches Christ and Christ crucified, always exhorting her faithful to rightly govern their passions and to practice virtues to a heroic level. By her teachings, she has shown the way how to sanctify man's relationship with God, husbands with wives, and even rulers with subjects. Her standard of morality is one that is unblemished and is truly worthy of a divine founder. She stands boldly and squarely against all of the wrong philosophies and the misguided cultures throughout the ages, and she insists that her children continue to bear the cross of Christ in fidelity unto the end, keeping always their eyes fixed on the things that are to come. Through her hospitals, her schools, her charities, her men and women religious, the duties which Christ requires for us towards our neighbors are being fulfilled and realized every day. And she then provides the means for all of these teachings to be put into practice through her sacraments, the source of grace which is provided to her children on a daily basis so that they can persevere in the walk that our Lord has shown them. So in short, the Catholic Church makes men holy, and she has made millions of men holy. And we don't mean that there aren't members of the Catholic Church who aren't holy, but what we mean is that holiness is made available to every man. And in direct proportion to what each man is faithful to the acceptance of her doctrines or receptive of her sacraments, he will become holy. But in the same way that I can't judge any kind of a social organization by looking at those members who are disinterested or who never attend the meetings or pay their dues, so also I can't judge a church by looking at the members who aren't living up to the ideals. Instead, I should look to the members who are sincerely devoted and committed. And with that in mind then, no one can deny the holiness of a Francis of Assisi, a St. John of the Cross, or John Brebeuf, or an Edith Stein. Other Christian groups can claim their martyrs. The Catholic Church can point to her thousands and tens of thousands. And while we readily admit that there are certainly individuals in other Christian communities who are leading holy lives, the Catholic Church can point to her hundreds of thousands of saints, men, women, and children who have stunned the world by their display of heroic fidelity. And so we can conclude by looking at the fruit of the Catholic Church that she indeed fulfills the requirement put forth by Jesus Christ that His Church be holy. So thanks for joining me here on No Apologies. Ave Maria.